video. My name is Kara, and my fringe is choosing her own adventure this morning. I have no control over what she does, so bear with me as I bear with her. So you would have seen me picking up some books this weekend, which was really exciting. I was feeling very sorry for myself, so I wanted to go and buy some books to make myself feel better. I still feel sorry for myself, but I have 3 new books now, so it's much better. The first one that I got was Beloved by Morrison. I've read one of Toni Morrison's books before, The Bluest, and it is the fucking saddest book that I've ever read in my entire life. But I loved it. It was so well written. I've started reading Beloved one time before, but it was just not the vibe for me then. But I do have a feeling that I will absolutely love this and that it will absolutely shatter my heart. So I'm very much looking forward to that. The other book that I got was Memory Police by Yōko Ogawa. Am I saying that correctly? Yeah, I think so. Which is apparently like a dystopian novel that's very much like inspired by 1984. Not 1989, but 1984. I just feel like this is the type of book that I would really enjoy because it's about like surveillance and memories that are altered, I believe. I'm not 100% sure exactly what this is about, but like we've established, I like going in blind, so I'm excited to read this one. And the last book that I got was Shuggie Bain by Douglas Stewart. That won the Booker Prize in 2020? Yeah, 2020. I have been unsure about whether I want to read this book just because it's quite a thick book and apparently it is extremely sad. All the books that I got this weekend were really sad books, which is great. But earlier this year I read Juno Loves Legs by Karl, and that is one of my favorite books of the entire year. One of my favorite books of all time. It was amazing. And it's been compared to Shuggie Bain. I feel like there might be something here for me, and I think this might be one of my favorites, which I'm really excited for. I love to discover a new author who's like early in their career because then I get to follow their books. So I want to say I'm looking forward to this one, but it's more so I'm looking forward to absolutely crying, and that's exciting as well. You might have seen me already reading this, but at the moment I'm busy with Boy Parts by Eliza. I read Penance earlier this year, and that's another book that I really loved. And Boy Parts is really different from that. It's like just as weird and disgusting as Penance was, but yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far. I'll talk more about it in a later update. It's just so well done. Eliza is an amazing writer. I'm really looking forward to finishing this one, and then her short story collection is coming out quite soon as well. I'm actually reading this book with a friend. We both bought this book like independently of one another, and we just decided to buddy read this, so that's been really fun. I love reading their comments on everything. Yeah, I'll update you once I've finished this book. I think this week is just going to be a lot of me working, so I really want to try and prioritize reading in my free time if I can. So we'll see how much that happens. But this weekend, there's another silent reading club, so that's nice. And what else? I'll probably go on a lot of walks this week. The weather has been a little bit gloomy lately, but I think it's going to like warm up again quite soon, so that's something to look forward to. I love spring. It's my favorite season, so this is like perfect weather, perfect Kara weather. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing really interesting going on in my life at the moment. I'm just really enjoying the books that I'm reading, and yeah, I'm just hoping that I get to read another 5-star very soon, which seems very likely from this collection of books. So I'm really excited for all of these, and yeah, it's just always exciting to buy new books. I haven't bought a new book in ages, so this was like a bit of a splurge for me. But yeah, I'm really excited. Oh, I'll go to the library maybe today or later this week, so that's exciting as well. Yeah, we'll see where the wind takes me. The spring breeze. I don't know when the last time was that I did an update for this video, but I'm going to another silent reading club outing for this afternoon, so that's going to be nice and I'll take you along with me. I can quickly show you what I'm wearing as well. I'm wearing the jewelry that I always wear. I'm wearing my folklore cardigan. I'm also trying to like sort of style my bags in like the Long Pond folklore way, but it's not very successful. So if you have any tips on how to like make that a little bit nicer, let me know because I'm struggling. I'm wearing a tank top from Poetry, like I always do. I'm wearing these trousers from Brandy Melville, but I thrifted them. I don't think you can get Brandy Melville in South Africa, but they have these ones online and I thrifted them and they're great. They're really nice. My Birkenstocks, which I also thrifted. And I'm meeting my friend at the silent reading club, so that's going to be exciting. What else? I'm currently still reading Boy Parts. I feel like I always say this and I always forget, like being an adult with a job impacts my reading so much and I hate it. I just want to read, but I can't because in the evenings I'm too tired and my brain is just melted and I can't read. That's incredibly sad, but it's the reality that I live in. So I have not finished it yet. I am almost done though, as you can see. And I'm just going to take some other books with me, so maybe I'll get to read them once I finish this. And yeah, that's going to be today. Boy Parts by Eliza Clark yesterday with my friend at the Silent Book Club. It was an interesting read. I think a lot of people already probably like tangentially know what this book is about because it was like super popular on TikTok for a long time. I personally am not on TikTok. Well, I say I'm not on TikTok. I do have an account, but I don't use TikTok as God intended. I use it to follow the people I already follow on Instagram, and I check it once a week when I remember that I have the app on my phone, and if my friends want to send me TikToks. That's all when I use it. So I did not read this when it came out, when it got popular on TikTok. So Boy Parts is about Irina, who is a woman living in Newcastle, and she is a fetish photographer who takes photographs of men in compromising positions, and that's basically the story. Like, it's just about her interactions with some men that she photographs and then some people who are friends. Boy Parts, I felt like, was overhyped in my head just because I loved Penance so much. It tried to grapple with some similar narrative devices and structures that are a little bit similar, but I think are much better developed in Penance. I like the book more, I would say, in like the first 150 pages. I think it was good. The next about 100 pages, I was not that interested in it, just because I feel like there are a lot of shocking things that happen in the first 150 pages of the book. And the shock factor of those things sort of wear off by the halfway mark. So I was just like, okay, well, those things happened, now what? And the next real thing that happens is only like about 50 pages before the end. So I found the pacing to be a little bit strange. The way in which she delves into Irina's perspective is really interesting. but she also writes like emails or blog posts from other characters' perspectives that also really showcase their voice in a very strong way, which I think was really good. Sometimes though, I feel like the inserts of emails and blog posts and messages and things like that were a little bit too convenient. For example, Irina's friend Flo, she writes blog posts basically like about her life and about Irina and things. And my friend also pointed this out, is Irina, well, she only ever like writes about Irina's experiences, like her experiences being Irina's friend. And I don't know if I agree with that. I think Irina only reads the blog posts that Flo writes about her. And Flo doesn't know, by the way, that she's reading these blog posts. I don't know, it felt like too convenient of a plot device to me, so I wasn't really convinced by it. I think if there was something else, I don't know what the solution would be to that, because you do need that perspective to know like what Flo thinks, because she's not going to say to Irina's face what she thinks about her. She has a couple of like, I almost want to say cool girl monologues, like the Gone Girl cool girl monologue, throughout the book, and I found this very effective, especially towards the end of the book. I'll read a part for you because I think it's really good. Spoiler, by the way, I mean, this is like pretty much like the end of the second last chapter. Irina says, I wonder what the fuck I have to do for people to recognize me as a threat. You know, it's like, am I even doing this shit? Have I even fucking done anything? Like, do I have to snap the wine bottle inside him to get him to stop sending me sad emails? Do I have to cut his nipple off for him to realize he should probably ring the police? Do I have to cave his head in with my camera rather than hit him the once? Do I have to crash his car? Do I have to smash a glass over the head of every single man I come into contact with just so I leave a fucking mark? And I read that and I was like, so you agree? You do want to be seen as a threat? Which is not the story you've been telling the other 200 pages of the book, which is interesting. I think Irina is a very compelling narrator, but I think the interest that I had in Irina as a narrator sort of faded because I have quite a high tolerance for like weird stuff that happen in books, and I'm like not really rattled by it. And I don't know if I was rattled by anything in Boy Parts. Like, it's gross and weird, but I'm like, okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, the reaction that I have towards those things happening is just like, well, okay, this is just what this character does. It wasn't, once Irina's character has been established, it's not shocking. None of the things that she does is shocking anymore. I think an interesting thing about Irina's character is that she thinks she's super unpredictable, but she really, really isn't. She thinks that she's really like savvy and street smart, and she is to a certain extent, but she's just fucked. Like, there's no two ways about it. She's just fucked, and that's okay. Like, go off, be fucked. It's fine. Like, that makes for an interesting character. I liked Irina's character more than I liked the structure of the story, I think is what I'm trying to say. I gave it 3.5 stars because I did enjoy the experience of reading it. I think it was well executed for what it was trying to do. And obviously people like it for a reason. I think because I love penance so much as well, it really did colour my like of this book, because I know now what Eliza Clark can do. And I think this was like her almost fulfilling that, but not entirely. And that's okay. Like, that's, your debut is not necessarily supposed to be your best novel, unless you're Sally Rooney. Then Conversations with Friends is the best book that you have ever written and will ever write. Sorry, Sally Rooney. You're not gonna write a better book than that. I love you, queen. But you're not going to write a better book than that. And that's okay. That's okay. So it's a new week. I'm going to be, just working this week. I'm hosting a webinar later this week, which is going to be interesting. So I'll update you on how that goes. I think for the rest of this week, I'll probably just continue reading. I want to continue reading Frantumaglia, which I mentioned in a couple of videos ago. I have some library books that I checked out. That I might have a look at one of them. I also have some books that I put in my 10 before the end, but it was 5 before the end because I have limits. Yeah, whatever book I decide to read, I'll let you know when I when I start it. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, I think we'll finish the video here for now because I want to upload this vlog before it gets too long. And I just started reading Such a Fun Age by Kiley Reid, which I borrowed from my library last week. I asked on my Instagram story which of the library books that I borrowed should I read first, and everyone voted for Girl, Woman, Other except for my cousin, and she told me I should read this, and sorry, her opinion overrides everyone else's on this particular matter. So I'm sure I'll read Girl, Woman, Other as well, but Such a Fun Age is first on my list. Also, since the last video that I uploaded, a lot more people have started subscribing to my channel and everything, so if you're new here, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a good time, and yeah, if you want to see anything from me, just let me know. I'm pretty happy to do anything. Alright, I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.